The Hangout on Air is live. All right, I need an intro. No, so someone give me an intro. What should I say? What should I say? I'm gonna wait for Radil and his.
I'm sorry. I have a Hispanic family, bro.
Yeah, I can tell. So someone give me intro ideas.
What do you mean?
Welcome
mean,
to season. What episode is this? Season 2, episode 2 of the Dan and Mateo. Even though Dan's not here, people are gonna be so disappointed.
I'm disappointed.
The title should
Dan
be
and
like
Mateo.
of why we should appreciate fantasy football or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know, but I'll just start the intro.
Fantasy football special.
To the fantasy football special, the Dan Mateo 30-minute power hour. Okay, we'll just go from there.
Fantasy
By the
edition.
way, Marshawn and Alex, you guys are new here. If you say something that you regret, I can always edit it out. So
I'm not new here.
You sound new.
You've never been. I thought you've never been here on the podcast.
Oh, on the podcast. I thought you meant fantasy.
Yeah, on the podcast. No, podcast.
All
All right. So I'm starting. Welcome everyone to episode 2, season 2 of the fantasy football edition of the Dan and Mateo 30-minute power hour. I know what you guys are thinking. Fantasy football, you're about to click off right now, but hear me out. I'm gonna do a quick explanation of what fantasy football is. Basically, you pick a team, and each team has different players. You try to pick the best players, and the better they perform in real life, the more points you get in fantasy football. From there, you try to win your matchups. If you win enough matchups, you make the playoffs. And the ultimate goal for everyone is to win the championship. But it's a lot more than that. So that's what we're going to talk about now. We have a record 4 guests on the show. We have returning. He was on that episode last time. We have Radil. How are you doing?
What's goody?
Okay. From, I think, season 1, we have John Corbett returning. How's it going, John?
How goes it?
Okay. We have 2 newcomers. One, we have Alex Gonzalez. You might know him. How's it going, Alex?
Pretty good.
And then saving the best guest for last in some people's opinions, we have a big-time Bethelite straight from Fishkill. We have Marshawn White. Marshawn, how's it going?
Bro, I'm definitely not big time, but what's up?
You are big time. Yes, you are. If you can't tell, Dan couldn't make it today. The first Tuesday of every month in the Taylor household is Taco Tuesday, and he does not miss anything for Taco Tuesday. So that's kind of why he's not here.
I've got a serious craving for tacos right now, though.
They kind of sound good, yeah. Hard shell or soft shell?
Ooh, either one.
He has to
I'll
listen
say
to Grace sometime.
Yeah, sounds good. Okay, so what we're going to talk about just for a few minutes is what makes fantasy football so interesting. So, John, you kind of brought this up to me. This is your first year. I kind of persuaded you to join the league. If you guys don't know, we have a league. It's 10-team league. We have different people in the league. So, John, what made you join, and why is it interesting to you?
Really, it was peer pressure. No, it was you guys prodding me. I think 3 years straight. What is this, you guys, like 3rd or 4th year in a row?
This is our 3rd year, yeah.
This is our 3rd, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so I had heard from people in my old congregation back in Virginia, you should play, it's really fun. Then you guys kept at it, and then I just figured I'd give it a shot this year. I'm just kind of going in blind, like I just want to have fun with it, just maybe do a little strategy, but I'm not going to go by like the method of just putting one roster together and letting them sit. I want to actually try to win, but have some fun with it.
Yeah, no. And the thing I think with fantasy football is it's kind of like you have your own team. You know, you have that player and no one else does. So there's so much into it. You know, you can make trades. You can pick up people off the free agents list. So if anyone who's listening, and even if you don't know anything about sports, there's still people that play it, I would encourage you to try it. So what was it? 2 weeks ago, we had our fantasy football draft. So I'm going to do a little recap, and I'm going to ask each one of you why you chose this player. So we're going to start with Radil. So you took Antonio Brown 2nd overall, right?
Yeah.
So my question to you is, And in my opinion, there's a lot more wide receiver depth than there is in running back depth, especially because we're in PPR. So why did you take him over Le'Veon Bell and not the other way around? What was your thinking there?
Well, at first I was thinking they were like, because last year we went in PPR, so I imagine,
Yeah,
you
we
know
were
what?
standard last year.
Yeah, we were in standard last year. So the smart thing to do would be immediately to get a wide receiver off the bat because there's plenty of running backs. And to think about it, the only good running backs is in what, top 10, top 15 maybe. And then after that, you could get yourself a decent running back. But since we're in PPR, it's more important to have more wide receivers.
Okay, I can understand that. Whoever's listening, if there's anyone listening, PPR means point per reception. So every time someone catches a ball, they get a point. Last year we did a standard scoring. That means you didn't get a point if you caught. It was just based on yards. Okay, so next up, let's go with Alex. 46th overall, you took Frank Gore, and you took him over Dalvin Cook and Isaiah Crowell, who are arguably better and have more upside. So why'd you take Frank Gore, which you traded him, but in that moment, why'd you take him over those two players?
Probably because I wasn't paying attention. I don't know. Probably because I assume knowing that you could trust somebody who you've seen play against NFL players, or knowing that they can have a good chance at being good with their team. They've been there for a long time. They know what they're doing. But you can see how like Dalvin Cook or Isaiah Crowell, still good players, but I guess I just didn't see it right then when I took Frank Gore.
Fair enough. All right, so let's move over to John. You took Christian McCaffrey with, was it pick 26 or 27? I forget which one. You had back-to-back
Yeah, I don't
picks.
have the draft order, but yeah, it was pretty.
Yeah, you took him.
Early.
He was the first rookie off the board. You took him in the third round. Leonard Fournette went in the fourth round. So why'd you take? Because people could argue that talent-wise, he's the third best out of the class behind Joe Mixon and Leonard Fournette. He should get a lot of passing work, but Jonathan Stewart's still in that offense, and Leonard Fournette's the main guy. So why'd you take him as the first rookie and not someone like Leonard Fournette? What was your thinking there?
I saw this guy play in college, and I'm a big college football fan, and he was like a Heisman finalist, like I want to say 2 or 3 years in a row. And it might have been more of a trendy pick. I might have went off some hype, but I was reading up on some things, and he had gotten some good play in the last couple of preseason games, and the coaches were speaking high of him. And I just like him as a dual threat. Like, he's got good hands, and so for PPR, that kind of plays well into what I'm trying to accomplish. And I figured,
fair enough,
take a chance. I know one of these rookies have to pan out.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, you do have a lot of rookies, and your team's kind of been bit by the injury bug as well. Marshawn, we're gonna go over to you. You took Lamar Miller, 28th overall. He's your RB2, right? I think so.
Yep.
Okay, but you did take him over Ezekiel Elliott, who I took 33rd. Now, his 6-game suspension has just been upheld. We just got the news, breaking news during the podcast. But why'd you take Lamar Miller, who he does not have the upside as Zeke when he comes back? What was your thinking there?
Well, those first 6 games were huge as to why I didn't take him. And then Lamar Miller is the starting back, so for a solid running team. And he had a good year last year, so I thought he slipped to me, and I didn't think I was going to get him at that pick, so I took him.
28. Fair enough. Yeah, that's a good point. I am a little worried about Deonta Foreman, the rookie they drafted, taking away a few touches. But no, that's fair. Yeah, the suspension kind of scares anyone off. I feel like I got a value on Zeke in the fourth round. But yeah, so now we're going to move on. It's more of a fast-paced podcast we're doing now. To everyone's favorite value pick, which what that means is not maybe your favorite player on your team, but the player you think you got at the best value who really slipped to you. So I'm going to start off because I already have mine written down. You guys can think. But for me, with the second to last pick, I took Kareem Hunt. And it did take an injury for him to be a starting running back, but I think he's going to put up RB1 numbers.
Great pick.
He's going to be someone I start regularly, and taking him with the second last pick, kind of like a shot in the dark, but he really fell, and I said, why not? So I took him, and I think he's going to be a beast for me. Anyone else who's got a value pick?
I picked up Jordan Reed in the 8th round.
Mm-hmm.
I think people were scared by that injury he has, and but the research I did said it wasn't that big of an injury and that he'd be back in practice. So he has slipped all the way to the 8th round, and he's really a second round talent, early round talent.
Yeah, they took him off the PUP list, but he's got top 3 tight end upside. The injury is scary. I think. Yeah, I could have taken him in the 6th or 7th round, but yeah, the injury did scare me off a little bit. But yeah, if he stays healthy, you gotta steal there. John, you got one?
This doesn't make for good radio because I do not have my draft order in front of me, but I want to say I took Isaiah Crowell pretty late.
I think I traded him. I traded Crowell to you.
Okay. Well, still good value.
Okay, for what you traded for?
Yes.
Fair enough. Alex and Radhi, what about you guys?
You go first, Radhi.
All right, so I took Bilal Powell. I don't know what round, but I know that I took him, and I think he's gonna be good. But I'm really worried about the Jets' O-line because they're trash. The offensive line is trash.
Does Matt Forte scare you a little bit?
Not really, because he's like, 35 years old now? And Bilal Powell's like, 20-something? So, Bilal Powell, yeah, and he's proven to be the better running back, so I hope that he does something this year, hopefully.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's fair. Alex, go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
I think that T.Y. Hilton, he's like my 2nd or 3rd round pick. I think it was good knowing. Well, nobody knew how Andrew Luck was going to come out the first week of the season, so you could pick him. Scott Tolzien is going to start, or no, Andrew Luck's going to start. But I've been watching some videos and reading some articles and seeing that T.Y. Hilton is going to be a breakout player once Andrew Luck comes back, knowing that he'll have a good shoulder from surgery.
Yeah, I did see some stats that when Andrew Luck's there, T.Y. Hilton is a monster. But when he's not there, he's not going to be there for the first game. He is just not the same player. But yeah, if he can break out for you. We actually have some breaking news coming out now after Ezekiel Elliott's suspension. We got multiple reports saying that Ezekiel Elliott has been, if the lawsuit comes through, he'll be cleared to play Sunday against the Giants if they do with the lawsuit. There's multiple reports saying that if there's an appeal, then he'll be available for week 1. So what do you guys think about that? Let me get a rapid reaction.
I don't like
I
it.
regret taking Lamar Miller. I regret it.
Well, I don't think
nothing's dead. Nothing's like concrete. But I think if they do appeal, which they will, then I think he'll be available for the whole season, or at least for week 1.
My reaction is I'll have to drop the Giants defense because that's who I have week 1.
Yeah, I think I took a shot in the dark, and with the O-line, I can wait, and I feel like I have enough talent at running back.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I really do regret not taking him, only because I'm a big Cowboys fan, and I know his potential, and then they have a great offensive line and everything. But I think I forgot that he was still there, in all honesty. And I took Lamar Miller.
Yeah, you got to look at the draft board. So Lamar was not a bad player, but he just doesn't have the upside as Zeke does.
But you still got another good running back, right, Michon?
You took someone before.
I took
Sean
McCoy before
Jordan
that.
Howard.
No, I'm sorry. I didn't. I'm sorry. Different draft. Wrong draft.
Jordan.
I got
4 different leagues, guys. You got to cut me some slack.
Goodness.
Let's see. Oh, I took Dalvin Cook.
Yeah, I think you have Howard.
Yeah,
I did take Jordan
Howard.
Howard.
You have Cook, but you don't have him starting. You have Jordan Howard, don't you? I think you have Jordan Howard.
Yeah, you're right.
Marshawn, you're going to kill me in week 1, bro.
Nah, probably not, man.
I think
it's gonna be tough
for week 9.
Y'all, and when the headlines come out, it's gonna be. I got to work on this. Anyway,
who took Tom Brady first? That's what I'm upset about. Somebody messed up the draft by taking quarterbacks first round.
I was gonna ask Deshaun why he took Brady 3rd, but unfortunately, Deshaun, whoever's listening, if you know Deshaun Harris, he was scheduled to be on the show. He could not be on the show. Before we're gonna move to bold predictions. Each one of us have bold predictions. Before we do that, just another disclaimer. if you know, even if you don't know anything about sports, but this sounds a little interesting. Definitely try fantasy football. It's kind of like a world of its own. And next year, this is so putting this out in the water. If we expand to 12 teams and if we have people interested, and if you're still listening and you want to be in the best fantasy football league that there's ever been, let me know and I might consider it. But we'll see how that goes during the year goes on. All right, bold predictions. Who wants to start? We have a good bold prediction from your team and the bad bold prediction for another team, trying to make someone feel bad about their picks. So who wants to go first?
All right. I was thinking about this earlier. My guy, Tyler Eifert.
Okay, well, hold on, before you start. We'll all do one. We'll all do the good, and then we'll all do the bad. All right, so start with the good, John.
All right, good. He's had an injury-plagued career. I took a flyer on him. I saw that the Bengals are resting him just to play it safe. My bold prediction is that I don't want to say he starts the whole season, but he'll start more games than he has in his career, and he's going to be a top 5 tight end to finish the year.
Okay, I think, yeah, he's kind of touchdown dependent, but I could see that happening. Alex, how about you? How about you go next?
Okay, I think I'm going to win.
You say I'm annoying?
Wow.
If we're being honest.
No, I think that knowing it maybe depends on how you look at it, depending on how many trades you've done, who's your starter from your picks you've done from the draft.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can compare that. Like, I think most of my players I chose in the draft, so I know I could feel confident knowing that I wanted them and I had saw potential in them for this year.
So what's your, like, you have a player you think is going to break out?
I think that Mark Ingram's going to break out this year.
Even with Adrian Peterson and Alvin Kamara there too?
I know he's there. I trust him knowing that he knows the organization. I know Peterson knows it too. He's been there for, a little bit now. But knowing that Mark Ingram knows what he can do with Drew Brees and the O-line with his offense, that they can trust him more. But I have other players like David Johnson who I know who can do good this year.
Yeah, he's not a bold prediction. We already know what he's going to do.
I like the confidence.
All right, sounds good. Yeah. Breaking news again. Ian Rappaport, he works for NFL. He just tweeted, to sum it up, Ezekiel Elliott plays Sunday. Could get a restraining order to stay in the field this season. Could not get it in weeks 2 to 7. So it's confirmed he's playing this Sunday against the Giants. I don't know if I'm going to start him because they have a good defense. But, man, I'm over the moon, and this feels good.
Always
so Zeke is starting?
Players like him.
So he's playing this Sunday, and then we'll see if he can play the whole season or if he'll sit out 6 weeks later on in the season. But he is playing this Sunday.
Let's go.
This sounds like Brady 2.0.
He's matchup proof, bro.
I think Zeke's pretty matchup proof. But, yeah, I do have a lot of good players, but we'll see. Okay, so John gave his bold, Alex gave his bold prediction. Radil, how about you give your bold prediction? Someone on your team.
Someone on my team?
Because you want it to be good, to help your self-esteem and bring yourself up.
So look, I'm not saying my standards too high this year, Like, I think I got a decent team.
Okay.
But one player that I do think, and I hope that'll obviously break out, is Antonio Brown.
I don't think he can break out. I think you already know what you're going to get with him.
Well, you never know. Look at Julio Jones. He ran for what?
How much more can AB break out? Like, he's had.
I think we need to reevaluate what's a value player.
Yeah,
not a value player, but like a breakout player. Because you already know what's going to get away.
All right. Let me
like somebody off your bench or
so you
towards the bottom of your lineup.
Or just a bold prediction.
Okay, another player is Adam Thielen, the wide receiver for Minnesota.
Okay.
I feel like he's going to be really big too because they put him out at the slot now.
Mm-hmm. Moving Diggs to the outside.
Yep, exactly. So hopefully that'll work out and bring in a lot of points.
Sounds good. All right, Marshawn, how about you? What you think?
There are a couple players on my team that may break out. I hope break out. Martavis Bryant coming off suspension. 6'4" wide receiver that can run fast.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hoping him being the number 2 wide receiver in the Steelers that gets me a lot of points there. And Dalvin Cook, the rookie at Minnesota, explosive running back. So, and, I'm a little confident this year because I played with you guys in fantasy basketball, and I think I dominated that.
Okay, you know what?
I'm dominating in fantasy baseball right now.
I thought I was first.
Well, I think you just took first, but I'm still there. I'm probably gonna win. So,
Okay.
fantasy football, I just conquer something else playing with you guys as well.
Okay, look, in basketball, I was 18-1 the regular season, and then the playoffs came, which was fluky. All right, fluky.
I don't know about that. It's not my ring says.
Oh my goodness. Let me check baseball.
This sounds more like a one-on-one podcast.
You're first. You're up by half a point.
Oh man, like I said, I'm feeling pretty good. I already see it.
But
I see the future.
I came out of the shadows with that. I was in fifth for long.
All right, this is football now.
Yeah, okay, back to football.
Plan on dominating. That's all. I feel like Alex.
Yeah. The only question is about the Minnesota's offensive line. I have a few questions there, but I think Dalvin Cook is talented enough.
He's my RB3, so
sounds good.
No big deal.
All right, here's my good bold prediction for my team. All right, so on a points per game basis, because we'll see about Ezekiel's suspension, but on a points per game basis, not total points, I think that I have 4 running backs that will finish in the top 6 after the season is done. Todd Gurley, Devonta Freeman, Ezekiel Elliott, and Kareem Hunt. I think those 4. Look, you already know what you're going to get with Freeman. You don't make a guy the highest paid running back in the NFL if you're not going to use him. Ezekiel Elliott, he has offensive line. We know what he can do. And Andy Reid, if you look at the track record of what he's done with all of his running backs, they've been top-tier guys. And then with Todd Gurley, with the new offense, we already know he's talented. Just 2 years ago, we saw he put up an amazing rookie campaign. He's going to get touches. There's no one else there. I think all those 4 people are going to be in the top 6 along with Le'Veon Bell.
But you can only play 3, man. You can only play 3.
But with bye weeks, then I will have some fill-ins and I'll feel pretty confident. But we'll see if I make a trade or not. But after. All right, so we're going to go into our bad bold predictions. This is about another team. So we're going to start with John. What are your bad bold predictions on someone else's team?
Well, I was flipping through. He cannot defend himself because he's out on taco night. But Daniel's, he's got Leonard Fournette, and
he does.
I think he better serve in a standard league. And I like I said before, I'm new to this, but from what I understand, and from what I saw in college, he didn't have the best hands out of the backfield. He can, but he's more of a bruiser. Mm-hmm. So Daniel's gonna have to rely on him more for the yards and the touchdowns and actual receptions. But so I don't know. I mean, he'll probably have a decent year just because they have nothing else to offer at Jacksonville. But he's got Le'Veon, so I think he's going to do all right in the running back department. But that's somebody I would see that's kind of a little overvalued right now.
Okay. Yeah, he does have an injury history as well. All right, Alex.
Bold
predictions.
I think Jalen for who he has. I don't really trust Joe Mixon. I mean, they have 2 other running backs, and they both all are going to get touches. Every game. But I'm pretty sure Joe Mixon's RB1, or for them anyway. And then C.J. Anderson.
Both the starting running backs. They don't like that. Yeah. My goodness.
I got a bold prediction about Jalen too, but go ahead, Alex.
Wait, let Alex finish, and then I got something to say about that Joe Mixon thing too.
Okay. Anyway, other than that, I'm liking his 2 wide receivers, A.J. Green and Doug Baldwin, and then I'm liking Gronkowski, and then I think that's all I have to say for him.
So, Jalen, if you're listening, send Alex a trade for one of your receivers. About Joe Mixon, the Bengals depth chart was released today, and Joe Mixon was listed 3rd on that depth chart. So, a little troubling for that.
They're just trying to keep him motivated.
Yeah, they do allow rookies, but we'll see. It is a little worrisome. About C.J. Anderson, I actually like C.J. Anderson. I think he's going to be a solid player for him. I don't know if he has a bunch of upside But they have a good defense, and they're going to run the clock. So we'll see. Marshawn, what were you going to say about Jalen's team?
I was going to make the prediction that I think he may go 0-13. I don't think he's going to win a game, man.
My goodness.
I would actually take that for being a rookie myself. Man, it's harsh.
Who is Jalen playing? Who's he playing this week? Do you know?
I don't know. I think he's playing.
Doesn't matter.
He's playing Dan. He's playing Dan Taylor.
Yeah, Dan. He's a good fantasy player, Dan. Okay. So was that your only bold prediction, Marshawn?
Although I'm gonna say, Alex, man, you need some more depth, bro. You got one good running back and one good wide receiver. I think you're gonna struggle with that. But
Ooh, okay.
I'm just feeling really critical right now.
I'm tired of my two receivers, but you know.
And because you offered me too many trades, I need you to tone down the trades.
All right, Adil, how about you? What do you got?
A bad predict. I would say Daniel got at this team, bro. That Seahawks team, it needs to end like now.
I think out of all teams, his is the worst. But it could surprise me. Amari Cooper could have 1,500 yards and 12 touchdowns. Who else has he got on that team? Marshawn Lynch could get 16 touchdowns. Ty Montgomery and Amir Abdullah put out breakout seasons. But yeah, I think his is the worst out of, because when the Seahawks play bad, then he plays bad. So
yep,
it's kind of a. But yeah, I can see that. Is that all you got, Adil?
Well, and there was this other one. Who it was though?
You can look for it.
I'll come back to it.
I can take it.
Go ahead,
John. Not you, John.
I do have one about you, John.
Uh-oh.
And I have one about you and Radil. It's my other one.
All right, you just come back to me. Go.
All right. I can edit this out, so it'll seem more stringed together. All right. About John's, my bold prediction is that Alshon Jeffrey, by week 3, he's going to be injured with a soft tissue issue. I think, I'm telling you, I'm calling it. By week 3, soft tissue injury. Alshon Jeffrey is going to be out. That's more on the lighter side. This is my serious, actually, bad bold prediction. Radil, I hate to say this to you, but you took Melvin Gordon 5th. Not 5th overall. 5th overall from running backs. It went Bell, Johnson, Freeman, and McCoy. Then it went Johnson, Bell, Freeman, and McCoy. Then it went Melvin Gordon. My bold prediction is that he's going to finish outside the top 17 in running backs.
Oof.
And let me tell you why. Hear me out. In the minimum of 50 carries, every running back that had a minimum of 50 carries last year, when it came to yards per carry, Melvin Gordon was 28th on that list. He was the only reason he did,
Was he like 4 yards per carry, right?
He was under that, actually.
Oh.
The reason he got so much points was the volume, and also he got a bunch of touchdowns. I think the volume regresses. They got Keenan Allen back. I think the touchdowns regress. They're going to throw it a little more. I think from where Melvin Gordon was picked, I don't think he's going to finish there. There's a lot of I think it's a lot of running backs that are going to finish ahead of him. That's my bold prediction.
Gotcha.
But yeah, it's called bold for a reason. Anyone got? Didn't you have one that I come back to?
Yeah.
What is it?
So
come on my team now.
Nah, bro, your team is stacked. I have nothing bad to say. I mean, like,
Mateo's team.
Yeah, his average is double digits on every play.
Mateo's team is overrated.
All right,
overrated.
Let's pick Mateo's team apart.
His tight end is terrible. Both his tight ends.
Kyle Rudolph. Okay, hold on. Kyle Rudolph was the most targeted tight end last year.
That doesn't mean anything if you can't catch them all.
Oh.
You gotta catch them all.
Mason Crosby is garbage.
What?
Mason Crosby is garbage.
My kicker, John. How dare you?
I'm gonna trash talk your kicker.
Todd Gurley has no offensive line.
They did sign Andrew Whitworth, who was Pro Football Focus's top tackle in the free agent class, by the way.
There's still 4 other spots on the offensive line.
Telling you, Sean McVay is gonna reinvigorate the offense.
Demaryius Thomas has no quarterback.
Well, he has the same quarterback he did last year, and he still had 90 receptions and 1,000 yards.
I don't know, man.
I'm
Who's
not
outside the top
like in the
15?
defense, Mateo.
Falcons?
Yeah.
Well, just because it's against Chicago, I'll drop them after this week.
Well, like you drafted,
Falcons is a solid pick.
You drafted Oakland's defense last round. You said this is for you, Armando, and then you
and then I dropped them the day after. Yeah. I picked up Falcons. Whoever has a good matchup, I usually pick them up.
I think Devontae Freeman's gonna take a step back.
How's it going? They paid him the money. How's he's gonna take a step back?
He's gonna get fat after using all that money to buy food, bro.
What, cover food after the Super Bowl loss?
Yeah, he's gonna get depressed. Start eating too much.
Man, pick apart my team. My team's nice.
I say you finish third.
Third?
Hey, yeah, we
To
should
who?
do
You
who
and who
finishes
else?
win. Like who finishes?
I don't even think you're gonna make it to me.
You know, 6 teams make the playoffs, right?
I know, but we wouldn't play to like the championship, right? If it's from two different divisions, two different whatever this is you have set up.
East and West. I think that's how it works, yeah. Something like that.
So, only way you could see me is in the championship, which you won't make it there.
I think my team's pretty. And with my quarterback, I have Jameis Winston, Carson Wentz, 2 young quarterbacks think will break out. I'm just gonna play whoever has a better matchup. Fantasy football is a weekly game. You have to remember that. So we'll see how that goes. Oh, Radil, what was your bad prediction? Let's get to your bad prediction.
My bad prediction.
Yeah.
Was on what's it? Oh, he's not here, but Daniel Taylor, bro.
Oh my goodness.
Like, here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Zeke just got cleared for game 1.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say he gets cleared for the rest of the season. What is he gonna do? He has Darren McFadden on his team now.
Ooh.
That's like a wasted pick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but you got Des Bryant. I mean, or whoever else you want to put on.
But the Giants got some cornerbacks.
Yeah, then he's got suspended Doug Martin too on his bench. That's a good point, Rodeo.
And Paul Perkins, he's so garbage. He's a hot steaming pile of buns. He's so bad.
I have another bold prediction. Mateo will lose his humility by week 2.
Marshawn, let me look at your team. I'll give it to you. Your team's pretty nice.
It's not
So I
explosive.
got a question for you guys, Mateo.
I don't like Lamar Miller though.
I got a question for all of you since you're seasoned fantasy players. So in Daniel's case, having one superstar running back in Bell, does that make up for the lack of depth in the other guys? Like, does he provide that much for his team that he can just ride them all year and I don't really need the other running backs that much?
Kind of.
To a point, I think it does.
I mean, you don't need 2 superstar running backs. If you got one superstar one, you can kind of take a. I don't know. I'll relate it back to basketball. If you have LeBron James, you don't need a backup small forward. You know, you don't need much wing help. So if you have Le'Veon Bell, no need to have too many running backs. You can stack up in other positions.
So he can just play the week-to-week game on his other RB and just try to get by that way.
Well, I think
we have to play 2.
I think Fournette can give him RB2. I think Doug Martin can do it after he comes back from suspension. Paul Perkins, he's so trash. He just might as well drop him. Hate's a strong word. I very much dislike Paul Perkins. He's just so trash.
Giants running backs in general.
Yeah, it's just like Rashad Jennings. He was okay, but Paul. Devontae Parker, he has is good. I just don't like him. He's just terrible. He has Des Bryant. He's got some good players. Kelvin Benjamin and his wide receiver tandem worries me a little bit, especially because he's got Des Bryant on the bench.
Oh, you got to change that.
Emmanuel Sanders and Kelvin Benjamin. I don't know. There's a lot of mouths to feed in Carolina, and Emmanuel Sanders, he's not the number 1 option. That's Demaryius Thomas. So I don't know. We'll see. Let me look at I'm about to look back at Marshawn's team real quick. So I think your team's. I like Ted Ginn. I like Decker. I don't. Eddie Lacy's not the starter anymore, right? It's Thomas Rawls. He was listed second on the depth chart.
You don't see him starting in my lineup, do you?
I'm just telling you. I think isn't Thomas Rawls still on the waiver wire? Let me check.
Ask Daniel.
I thought I just saw him on somebody's
Yeah,
team.
he's on the waiver wire. Thomas Rawls.
Okay.
Well, he still got an ankle injury.
We have not picked on either Deshaun or Gustavo's teams. If anybody.
Let me pick on Deshaun's
That's
team.
Think
because
about
I
taking
got a lot
shots
of
on him.
respect for Gustavo, man. He's always got a solid team in whatever sport it is. I don't know how he does it.
How does he balance being an elder, a father, a husband, and good fantasy teams? I don't know.
I don't know. It's amazing.
His team's pretty solid.
My dad
I don't know about Adrian
Actually,
Peterson,
wow,
though.
But look, I think he has the most complete starting lineup out of any of us. Look, okay, hear me. He's got Easy Breezy as his quarterback.
Yeah.
Jai. Peterson,
Nice.
he's gonna be a little touchdown dependent. I'll give you that. Peterson.
Yeah.
Julio Jones, we know what he can do. Terrell Pryor.
Nice.
Sean McVay leaving the offense worries me a little bit, but he can be good. Greg Olson, he's the definition of safe. Golden Tate, PPR
Terrible.
monster. What do you mean he's terrible? He had 91 receptions last year. And then look, and this is what makes the complete team. He's got the Broncos defense and the top 2 kicker in the league, Steven Gostkowski. So
yeah. And he's got DeAndre Hopkins on the bench, so he's got a nice team.
Yeah, you know what? He quietly had a good draft.
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah.
Like I said, Gustavo's the man.
This is the thing with DeAndre Hopkins. He could have, like, my great-grandma throwing in the football, and he would get the same fantasy point numbers. His quarterbacks stink. They're like Paul Perkins. Yeah. They are trash. They're so bad.
Who's his quarterback this year?
Deshaun Watson.
Tom Savage.
Oh, Tom Savage?
Well, Tom Savage he started. Watson might start later. But Hopkins was just so bad last year. They did sign him to a contract extension. But he's playing the Friends strategy. Y'all know what the Friends strategy is?
What's that?
It's when you pick 2 receivers from the same team. So you just if someone gets injured or if someone rises up the depth chart, you already have them. That's what my dad's doing with Terrell Pryor and Jamison Crowder.
Oh, I see.
Not bad strategy. Mm-hmm. It's good strategy. All right, so let's pick
Isn't that known as handcuffing, kind of? Or is that something different?
That sort of. That's what I'm doing with Odell and Brandon Marshall. All right, let's pick on Deshaun's team real quick. Let me look over here. Well, the first thing, why is he rostering 2 kickers and 2 defenses? That's the first thing.
What?
He has Matt Bryant and Cairo Santos. And then he has the Patriots and the Panthers defense.
He might struggle.
Deshaun, you need to drop Nelson Aguilar.
I'm mad at Deshaun for taking Tom Brady that early.
He did that last year.
He messed up my draft, man. I was really upset at that.
I'm not liking Carlos Hyde.
He's going to struggle.
I don't like the
offensive one. I like his running backs.
I like one of his running backs.
Yeah, I like Murray.
I cannot. Hold on.
Oof.
Man, for PPR, I think he's a little running back heavy. Or at least he could have dropped those kickers and defenses and picked up a couple more wide receivers.
Yeah, he could drop a few people.
All right, well, the great thing about fantasy is I'm a rookie, and everybody starts 0-0 and clean slate. So that's what I'm looking forward to. Maybe I'll join Jalen with an 0-13 record, like my son is saying.
That was
no, you won't.
But I'll have fun along the way, I'm sure.
That was my first year, 0-13.
Oh,
that's right.
That's
terrible.
He
did go winless in the first year. I remember that.
But in the playoffs, I beat my dad like the last
in
games.
the losers' consolation.
How did he make the?
Yeah.
I was just gonna ask that.
the losers. Yeah. Let me think. Okay, so to wrap the show up, hopefully we've inspired you to join fantasy football, and if you want to join the best league, let me know, and we'll have a meeting about it. With everyone kind of predicting their records, so we're going to start with Radil. You've been quiet. What's your record going to be? What's your record going to be?
I don't know.
13 weeks. What'd you think?
I don't know. Maybe like Well, last year I was 7-6, so maybe like 9-4, I think.
Ooh, 9-4. Okay.
That's what I'm aiming for.
Marshawn, what do you think?
I'm aiming for double-digit wins, bro. 10-3.
10-3. All right. Alex, what about you?
I was thinking around the same as Marshawn, 10-3, or if not, I was probably gonna go. I don't know. Probably around the same as I did too, because I'd want to be higher, but knowing that you can you don't want to put yourself up there.
You can lose any given week. All right, John, how about you?
I'm gonna keep it modest, 8-5. I don't think I would.
8-5?
I think just on the talent on my roster will probably get me by some weeks, and then you guys will outsmart me the rest of the time. But I think I'll just kind of be somewhere in the middle.
You know, John, the nice thing is that none of us have control of these players. So
yeah.
Even if we think we're super smart, our player could get injured the next day, and then our team's terrible. So
look what happened with Spencer Ware.
Good point.
Yeah, see, if like I could have drafted Spencer Ware and someone else could have got Kareem Hunt, and there goes like my RB2. So it's just kind of a guessing game. I'm looking at my schedule, and I only played Marshawn once, and I only played Dan once.
Better be happy.
Yeah, I am a little happy about that. I think I beat one of you guys, and I probably have a fluke loss to Danielle or something like that. It always happens. Still annoying. I'm gonna go with 11-2. But like last year, I started out 0-2, and I ended up winning the whole thing. So we shall see. But yeah, it's anything else? Anyone of you guys want to say?
If somebody wants to trade me a quarterback, I'd be willing to hear trades for that because I'm not a big fan of Matthew Stafford. So
hey, I got Mariota. You want him?
No, I will not trade for Mariota.
What about famous Jameis or Carson Wentz?
You can talk to me after the show.
All right, yeah, we can make some. This is going to be the post show. You guys are going to hear it. It's going to be a secret. It's going to be me, Marshawn, talking trades. Anything else, John, Alex?
Well, I was just gonna give him some free quarterback advice if he hadn't been picked up yet. That what's his name is still on the waivers
Carson
or
Palmer?
on free agency. Yep, I would swap them out.
Marshawn, I say you pick up Deshaun Kaiser.
Those aren't bad options.
You know what? No. Take Tom Savage. He's going to win you a week. or Scott Tolzien, whichever one you want.
Scott Tolzien.
Josh McCown, he's decent. Jared Goff, he just looks like he's a quarterback. Who else? Mike Glennon. Look at that. He's too. Or you know who you could take? I say you take Jimmy Garoppolo. You can't go wrong with him.
Yeah, handcuffed Tom Brady.
You can never go wrong with Jimmy Garoppolo. Well, he's on the Colts now.
Oh yeah, they gave him
They traded him for Dorsett.
Oh, Dorsett, yeah.
Philip Dorsett. Anything else you guys want to say, or
I think I got something for.
Go ahead, Alex.
Stayed this long. We would like newcomers for next year.
Yeah, well, if we do take newcomers, we're only taking 2, because anything after 12 teams is ridiculous. Like I'll be. That
you
would force
can't
me
do
to
that.
start.
It's not an option, is it?
Yeah, you can go. You can go up to 20 teams in ESPN.
Oh.
But if it was a 14 team, if it was a 14 team league, I'll be starting like Paul Perkins, and it'll just be a nightmare.
That's the beauty of it. Then you got to work a little harder.
Yeah, I would start. Who would I start over Paul Perkins? I would start so many people over.
Did he hurt you emotionally or something?
I just don't like. He's just bad. I do not like Paul Perkins. He's like my Jeremy Hill. I do not like Jeremy Hill ever. I don't care if Jeremy Hill is in the last round of the draft. I'm not taking him. I don't care if he has 25 touchdowns and I can pick him off the waivers. I'm not taking him. Jeremy Hill and Paul Perkins are probably like the 2 worst running backs in the NFL. They are just trash.
Wow.
So bad.
They are people.
Yeah, I know, and they're not listening to this, so I just don't like them. Well, we'll end off with the trivia question. So I named a stat about the yards per carry last year. Melvin Gordon was 28th. Who do you think was first?
And what? And what?
In yards per carry, minimum 50 attempts. Who do you think was first?
Who was first last year?
Mm-hmm.
My guess is Jay Ajayi.
JJ? No.
I thought it was Freeman, but probably not.
It's not Devonta Freeman.
Oof, that's a tough one.
Is it someone on your roster,
It's not,
Mateo?
no.
Okay.
No, it's not.
You need to
But
tell us.
I'll tell
Devontae
you
Booker.
guys.
Devontae Booker.
It's not Devontae Booker.
Ah.
That's a good guess, though.
Can you repeat the question again?
Devontae Booker might be worse than Paul Perkins, actually. Who led the NFL in yards per carry last year? Minimum 50 attempts.
You said
Not
50?
total yards per carry. Minimum of 50 attempts, yeah.
That's a good
That's
question.
what's throwing us off. It's probably
Yeah.
a very obscure
Yeah, I'll tell you this. He's on the
third-string
roster,
guy.
right? He's on the roster right now, and after I say this guy's probably going to get a bunch of trade requests for him. But you guys ready?
Was he an old player? Young player? Okay.
He's not.
All right, tell us who it is.
Go ahead.
It is Mike Gillislee.
Oh, he played for the Bills.
Yeah, he's on the Patriots now. He averaged
Yeah.
it was like 5.7 yards per carry. Something
Daniel's not going to respond to you.
ridiculous. He's gonna be
Never
like,
take a Patriots running back.
yeah. The only Patriots I usually get is Brady, Gronkowski, and in this instance, I would take Brandon Cooks. But besides that, I don't want anything to do with other. Well, I would take James White.
Maybe.
There's too many mouths to feed in New England. That's
There's
the thing.
like
true.
They have like 17 running backs. It's
Is
like
Brandon
this is the
Cooks
thing.
first?
You're gonna.
Go
Huh?
ahead.
Somebody speak.
I said, okay, this is the thing. You're going to start like Mike Gillislee, who's the quote-unquote starter, and then you're going to have a random fifth string come next week. He's going to score 3 touchdowns. That's just what happens in New England.
Yeah. They got Rex Burkhead, James White, Deion Lewis, Mike Gillislee. Too many people.
And since one of the people went on IR, they signed Brandon Bolden back too. So they got 5.
Oh, my goodness.
I know.
And somehow LeGarrette Blount's going to end up back on the team. I don't know how, but he'll be back.
When Philadelphia cuts him and starts Wendell Smallwood.
Yeah.
Donnell Pope.
Bill Belichick treats his players like a fantasy team. Like, he just picks up guys off waivers and he plugs them in week to week.
So true.
Well, he just like signed Gillislee away from the Bills. He like signed him on the tender or whatever it was, and the Bills didn't match it. Because I'm telling you, the Bills and the Jets are on a race to go 0-16. So to take Sam Darnold. But besides that, I think that's pretty much going to wrap it up. Again, if you're interested in fantasy football, let me know. We might expand to 12 teams next year.
Do it.
Or if not, just get in the league now.
Do it.
Football starts Thursday. If you have any questions, I'm an expert at fantasy. Marshawn's an expert at fantasy. I'm probably more accessible than I am.
I'm always available.
Marshawn, he's got calls coming all the time. He's got governing body members to answer to.
Not at all.
He's got supervisors to answer to. So I'm a little more available.
I sit at the computer all day looking at my phone.
You can contact one of us. Or John, he's a rookie, but take his advice. Alex has actually been doing this for a third year. He's been doing this for a third year. We know a thing or two. I hope you learned a thing or two from this podcast. Heck, you might not even like sports, but maybe now you want to try it and see what the fuss is all about. But besides that, yeah, thanks for listening. Anything else, guys, before you sign off?
Let's have fun this year.
Yep.
Let's do it.
Looking forward to it.
All right.
This is the best fantasy football league of all time right here. Good to begin. All right, so
Ready to win.
So that's a wrap with the podcast. Yeah, thanks for listening. All right, so that'll be seen.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, thanks everyone for coming on. I'll let you know when it's up and posted and all that.
Hey, so are we doing the promo code right now?
I
I
gotta
forgot.
record that too. Yeah, let me record that. I'm gonna record that right now, and then I'll move it to the front. All right, it's about to be super comical. What's the code again? Free Zeke, right?
Free Z.
Capital
Capital F, capital Z.
Okay, I don't have my.
He was ready for that.
I don't have my beautiful introduction from last episode. Did you hear my thing, Marshawn, from last episode, or did you not get that far?
I don't know if I made it that far. What was it?
Okay. In the middle, I do like a little thing. I'm like, "Are your meeting clothes?" No, it was like, "Do you not have enough meeting clothes?" Or something like that. And then all right, I'm about to. I gotta think something on the fly. Okay. Your closet is much like a fantasy team. You pick the clothes that will best suit you for each day, just like you pick the players you want for each week. So if your fantasy team is stacked, why isn't your closet? Now you can fix all that by going to Me Bay Elena on Instagram and browsing her wide variety of clothing. That's MIBELLALAINA on Instagram. And not only that, if you use the code FREEZEKE, capital FREE, capital ZEKE, FREEZEKE on your order, that will get you 10% off. So just like how you might have Ezekiel Elliott on your roster, and he will get you running back 1 numbers, why don't you pick out a clothing item that you like that will make you happy? So again, that's Me Bay Lane on Instagram, MIBELLALAINA. Use the code FREEZEKE, FREEZEKE, capital F, capital Z, and get yourself 10% off on your next order.
Great stuff.
I'm pretty proud of that.
That was nice.
That sounds
Did you say
like it was
capital A?
scripted.
I said capital F. I think I said capital F.
Oh. Okay. Well, there's no A in that.
Free as
That's still impressive, though.
Thank you. I was trying to get a little. I'm gonna put that on the beginning, and then I might. Of course, we'll see. But this is gonna be probably our least viewed podcast with like 14 views. Yeah.
That's okay. It was fun.
Yeah, it was our first very episode. We got 100 and
Ooh.
we got over 100 views on that. Yeah, we reached over 100.